My lords, if you would hear a high tale of love and of death, here is that of Tristan and Queen Iseult, how to their full joy, but to their sorrow also, they loved each other, and how at last they died of that love together upon one day, she by him and he by her. My lords, there were in the court of King Mark 4 barons, the basest of men, who hated Tristan with a hard hate for his greatness and for the tender love the king bore him. They knew that the king had intent to grow old childless and to leave his land to Tristan, and their envy swelled, and by lies they angered the chief men of Cornwall against Tristan. They said, "There have been too many marvels in this man's life, but you are men of wit, my lords, and without doubt you can explain them. It was marvel enough that he beat the Morholt, but by what sorcery did he try the sea alone at the point of death? Or which of us, my lords, could voyage without mast or sail? They say that warlocks can. It was sure a warlock feat, and this is a warlock harp of his, pours poison daily into the king's heart. See how he has bent that heart by power and chain of sorcery. He will be king yet, my lords, and you will hold your lands of a wizard." They brought over the greater part of the barons, for most men are unaware that what is in the power of magicians to accomplish, that the heart also can accomplish by dint of love and bravery. These barons pressed King Mark to take to wife some king's daughter who should give him an heir, or else they threatened to return each man into his keep and wage him war. But the king turned against them, and swore in his heart that so long as his dear nephew lived, no king's daughter should come to his bed. Then in his turn did Tristan, in his shame to be thought to serve for hire, threaten that if the king did not yield to his barons, he would himself go over sea and serve some great king. At this, King Mark made a term with his barons and gave them 40 days to hear his decision. On the appointed day he waited alone in his chamber and sadly mused, "Where shall I find a king's daughter so fair and yet so distant that I may feign to wish her my wife?" Just then by his window that looked upon the sea, 2 building swallows came in quarrelling together. Then startled they flew out, but had let fall from their beaks a woman's hair, long and fine, and shining like a beam of light. King Mark took it and called his barons and Tristan and said, "To please you, my lords, I will take a wife, but you must seek her whom I have chosen." "Fair lord, we wish it all," they said, "and who may she be?" "Why," said he, "she whose hair this is, nor will I take another." "And whence, Lord King, comes this hair of gold? Who brought it, and from what land?" "It comes, my lord, from the lady with the hair of gold. The swallows brought it me. They know from what country it came." Then the barons saw themselves mocked and cheated, and they turned with sneers to Tristan, for they thought him to have counselled the trick. But Tristan, when he had looked on the hair of gold, remembered Iseult the fair, and smiled and said this, "King Mark, can you not see that the doubts of these lords shame me? You have designed in vain. I will go seek the lady with the hair of gold. The search is perilous. Nevertheless, my uncle, I would once more put my body and my life into peril for you, and that your barons may know I love you loyally. I take this oath, to die on the adventure, or to bring back to this castle of Tintagel the queen with that fair hair." So, for the love of King Mark, did Tristan by guile and by force conquer the queen of the hair of gold. When the day of Iseult's livery to the lords of Cornwall drew near, her mother...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?